assistance. We're very fortunate to have Adrian Holder, who is the attorney in charge of the civil practice of the Legal Aid Society, join us today.
Woo! Right, Adrian? Woo!
Hi, it's a real pleasure to be here. This is so important, and it's a no-brainer. We have wonderful state leaders, and we have community leaders, and we all stand united with one common purpose, which is to make sure that this kind of investment of stimulus dollars, a 4-to-1 match, come into this state. It is the economically correct thing to do. It is the ethical thing to do. It is a wonderful investment in the immediate for families who need the basic subsistence benefits, and in the long term, the idea of creating jobs and real income supports for people to be able to sustain themselves. And in turn, we have the benefit of stimulus dollars stimulating our economy here in New York City. So I again urge and stand in support of this movement by our state leaders to ensure that New York State gets its fair share and our low-income population gets to benefit from this wonderful opportunity of bringing stimulus money into the state. Thank you so much.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm told that Assembly Member Wright is walking through the gates. I told him I'd hold him for 3 minutes. I will note that the federal government has consistently rated New York State as among the worst in the entire country in our welfare to work programs. We do not move people through workfare and work experience program into employment. It's one of the reasons why we actually worked with Assemblyman Wright last year, hold the hearings, that we really need to invest in jobs that are real jobs, that provide real work experience, that provide a paycheck, and also provide some access to education and training. So I actually do see Mr. Wright. Anybody else want to say any brief remarks as we wait for Assemblyman Wright to show up?
So, Mark, where's the money going?
I participated in the job transition program.
Yay!
This was 5 years ago, and I now am employed with the City of New York Parks and Recreation. I participated in several back-to-work programs. I did WEP, I did FEDS, I did AmeriCorps. I did career and education consultants, and I didn't find any of those programs to help me, become self-sufficient. They were repetitive. They did all the same things. When I participated in the POTS program, it helped me actually regain my self-esteem because it gave me the knowledge of knowing that I was getting a job, a real job with decent earnings, and I'm still working. And the program, I think, is a good program. I think it's a very good program. The 6 months is the training, the employment, everything working together, the corporate environment, the professionalism. It all benefits somebody who's coming off of public assistance, so that they can get that actual experience, so that if they want to step out on their own, they can do that. If they want to stay with parks, you can still do that because it's a real job and it's benefits, and that's it. Congratulations.
Great. What's your name?
What's your name?
My name is Janine Douglas. I'm a member of Community Voices Heard. I've been a member for about 8 years, and I'm also a member of Picture the Homeless and a City of New York employee.
Thank you.
Now, we did have to ask one question. How is it if the state is getting an extra $638 million to help with these programs, or are we actually seeing a cut in the job funding? And that is because too much of this money is being used in other parts of the state budget to provide fiscal relief. But one of the long-time champions of low-income people in the state legislature, who led the fight to finally raise the welfare grant last year and continues to lead the fight for more jobs for our most vulnerable members of society, Assembly Member, Chair of the Social Services Committee, Keith Wright.
Woo!
Good morning, good afternoon. It's my pleasure to join you here today with Hunger Action Network and advocates in terms of trying to advocate that this budget that's before us this holiday season is unfair, draconian in many respects, and that we have to make sure that we don't balance the budget of the state of New York on the backs of those that are most vulnerable to address these cuts. We are probably in the worst financial crisis that I have ever witnessed throughout my 18 years here in the legislature. And we as a state, we as a legislature, we as advocates have to make sure that these cuts do not hurt poor people, quite simply put. You know, it is, I heard an expression a couple of years back that it's expensive to be poor. It's very expensive to be poor. So I call upon all of us to make sure that we are able to capture and to recapture those stimulus dollars so that we can create jobs. We have to make sure that we do the best that we can in order to stem the tide of these horrible budget cuts that are before us. We as a legislature are trying to withstand that as best as we can, but we are in the holiday season right now. We are in season of Passover, season of Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter Sunday. We have to make sure that those that have the least do not suffer the most. So I am glad to join here with my colleagues in terms of helping to create jobs and protecting those folks that are least able to afford, least able to withstand these horrible budget cuts. Thank you very much.
Woo!
I should also note that Council Member Brad Lander sent over one of his staff people to help hold up a sign.
Yay!
Anybody have any questions? Thank you all very much for coming.
Keep
And
we have one.